Welcome. In this video, we'll build this nice engaging pulse effect animation in Jetpack Compose, which you can see here in the demo. So if you're excited, let's dive into the code. So we start the implementation with defining an extension function for the modifier, and we name it pulse effect. This function takes a few customization parameters, so let's go through them. And the first parameter is a target scale. So this is a float value, and default value is 1.5. So it's a target scale towards which the effect will progress. And along with that, function also takes an initial scale. And the default value is 1, which means the original size of the view. Also, the function takes a brush. And default, I will set solid color brush. Use a black color. Copy that and set alpha to 0.32. Also, the function takes a shape. And default is circle shape. And the last parameter is an animation spec of type duration-based animation spec, type float, and default is twin animation spec with 1200 milliseconds duration. Also, the function returns a new modifier, and it has to be annotated with the composable annotation. Alright, now we start the implementation with defining an infinite transition for the animations. So we define pulse transition value, and it equals, remember, infinite transition with label pulse transition. Now, using this transition, we create two animations, and the first one is pulse scale. So we use pulse transition, animate float, and the initial value is initial scale, the target value is target scale, and the animation spec should be infinite repeatable, and we paste the animation spec. And let's also give it a label. Now we define the second animation, which is pulse alpha. And we can copy the previous one and set initial value to 1, target value to 0, and change the label from pulse scale to pulse alpha. Alright, now we return this modifier and apply draw behind to render the effect. Now we need to create an outline of the shape. Well, outline, we use shape create outline function, paste the size, layout direction, and this scope. Now we scale the canvas by using scale function and paste the pulse scale. And finally, we draw the outline. We call draw outline function, paste the outline, the brush, and also the pulse alpha. Alright, we are done with a single pulse effect function. And now we will go ahead and craft double pulse effect, which you have seen in the demo. So it's another extension function for the modifier. This time we name it double pulse effect. And it mostly takes the same parameters, except the last one. Instead of animation spec, this function takes duration int value. And the default value is 1200 milliseconds. also returns a new modifier and should be annotated with the composable annotation. Now we return this modifier and apply the first pulse effect. Now we paste the target scale, initial scale, brush, and shape parameters as they are, and we'll play around with animation spec. So we use twin, paste the duration, and set async to fast out, slow in async. And then we apply pulse effect for the second time, and this time we should set duration millis to duration multiplied by 0.7. We also set async to linear async. And we need to specify the delay millis, which equals duration multiplied by 0.3. Alright, we are done with our double pulse effect, and we can jump into the main activity and create some practical examples. Alright, here we are in the main activity, and let's craft the practical examples. So I will use a fillet icon button, and for the content I'll use icons rounded make icon, and the content description will be null. Now you might not have this make icon inside of your project. For that you need to include this material icons extended dependency, or you might use any other resources available within your project as well. Now we also need to specify the modifier, set the modifier, and we apply double pulse effect. And I'll set the target scale to 2. Now, if you want to use this double pulse effect on interactive components such as buttons, you have to keep in mind that they are preserving 4080p's in minimum size layout. So if you want your effect to be less than 4080p's, you have to set it manually. So I will use size 42dp. And for the second example, I'll just copy the first button, paste it, and specify a custom brush. So I'll use brush radial gradient, set 0.6 fraction to color yellow, and 1 fraction to color magenta. Alright, we are done with our examples, and now let's launch the application and take a look at what we've built. Alright, the application has launched, and you can see this beautiful effect. So if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and click the like button down below and subscribe for the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.